Today I want to tell you a secret. In fact, it's a top secret. Don't ever tell anybody. If you tell them, don't tell them that you hear it from me. I want to tell you the real reason why the workers of Marikana were killed. I want to tell you the real reason why the workers of Marikana were maimed. I want to tell you the real reason why the workers of Marikana were charged with murder and attempted murder. The workers of Marikana were not killed or maimed or arrested because there was violence at Marikana. The workers of Marikana were not killed and maimed and arrested because there was property destruction at Marikana. The workers of Marikana were not killed and maimed and arrested because 2 policemen were killed. The workers of Marikana were killed for the same reason why the people at the DRC were having their hands cut. The workers of Marikana were killed, maimed and arrested for the same reason why women are raped at the Eastern DRC today. The workers of Marikana were killed, maimed and arrested for the same reason why men are being killed today at the DRC. The workers of Marikana were killed, maimed and arrested for the same reason why there is unending wars at the DRC today. I told you it's a top secret. So you don't have to tell anybody. Even if they ask you, don't tell them. Tell them that if you tell them, you will have to kill them because it's a top secret. And don't ever say you heard it from me. Workers of Marikana were not killed for violence or any property destruction. Workers of Marikana were killed to intimidate other workers so that they must stop demanding a higher wage. Workers of Marikana were killed, maimed and arrested, not because 2 policemen were killed. The workers of Marikana were killed, maimed and arrested to stop other workers from demanding their rights. That was all. It was just simple. There was no anything behind it. It was just to stop other people. It was even mentioned that no, they were afraid that there would be a spread of other workers demanding a higher wage. So they had to be killed so that we must stop other workers from demanding a higher wage. The workers were killed so that they must not demand a higher wage. The workers, the people who had their hands cut at the DRC, they were cut so that they must be afraid, they must be intimidated, and they must not refuse to go and work. Workers, people are being killed at the DRC today to scare others, to intimidate others so that they must work. They must not resist, they must work at the mines, at the cobalt mine, at the mines there. That is all. There is a war at the DRC today so that the community must be intimidated. The community must cooperate. The community must work at the mines. The cell phone that I'm using is using minerals from the DRC. The cell phone that you are using is using minerals from the DRC. The cell phone that the president is using is having minerals from the DRC. The cell phone that the king and queen are using is having the minerals from the DRC. By possessing a cell phone, your hands are dripping with the blood of the people of the DRC. We are all guilty of the rapes and murders that are being committed today at the DRC. We are all guilty of the wars that are being perpetrated and all the violence that is perpetrated against the people of the DRC. We are all guilty of corruption and all the poverty at the DRC. Everybody who's owning a cell phone, you are having the blood of the people of the DRC on your hands. But then what can you do? How can we redeem ourselves? There is a simple thing we can do. Workers of Marikana were killed to stop them demanding higher wage. Workers say the DRC are killed to intimidate others into working for a lower wage. Therefore, we need to demand equal wage. If there is equal wage, workers of Marikana will not have been killed. If there was equal ownership, workers of Marikana would never have sent police to kill themselves. If there's equal wage, there won't be anybody starting the war at the DRC for profit. If there is equal wage, there won't be anybody getting women to be killed, to be raped and killed at the DRC for profit. The best we can do is to demand equal wage. Today at your workplace, you have to demand equal wage. You have to be free. If it's just that I'm powerless, if I was having some power, if freedom could be packaged, I was going to open a spaza shop or a mini shop. For those who don't understand what the spaza shop is, or a supermarket where I will be selling freedom. You will come to my shop and you will buy freedom. But you have to understand that workers are killed all over the world to intimidate others so that they mustn't demand a higher wage. Like workers are killed for profit. Wars are being started for profit. For big corporations to go into the countries and create guerrilla forces and create insurgencies and get people killed to force them to work. People are working at the mines like animals. Children are not going to school for the benefit of Europe and America. The best we can do for the people of the DRC is to demand equal payment, is to demand equal ownership of all the companies who are working. That will permit into the DRC, and when there is equal ownership, all the workers cannot decide that to get profit they must go and start war in the DRC. When there is equal ownership of all these cell phone companies, all the workers will not decide that they must pay people to rape and murder people at the DRC so that they must get the minerals to operate the phones. That is the best we can do. That is the only thing we can do to redeem ourselves. We have to demand equal ownership and equal payment at all the companies where we are working. Because we are all guilty of the murders of Marikana, we are guilty of the massacre in Marikana, we are guilty of the women who are being raped as I speak at the DRC, we are guilty of the men who have been killed at the DRC, we are guilty of the wars that have been perpetrated at the DRC. DRC is very poor, whereas it is a rich country. Because the cell phone owners, cell phone companies, they are stealing from the DRC. We are dripping with the blood of the people of the DRC. The best we can do is today you tell your boss, you tell your employer that it's no longer going to earn more than you. Otherwise, you all together, for the people of the DRC who are dying now, for the people of women of the DRC who have been raped, just for those, let alone all the workers of the world who are suffering. Just for the woman, for the girl who's being gang raped by soldiers in the DRC today, you have to demand that you want equal ownership, or you go on strike. They will collapse, then you take over. It's like you are feeding a snake so that it might bite you. You are feeding a snake so that it might bite your children. So today you decide, you're not gonna. It pays you for feeding it, so you must tell the snake you're not going to feed it anymore. I can guarantee you it will die before you. Then your children are no longer going to be victims. All the companies are going to collapse within 3 months if all the workers decide to strike. And then there will be for the workers for the taking, because the economy must go on. There is life without the employers. There is life without the king. There is life without the president. But there's no president without the people. Therefore, it's up to you to decide today for the girl who is getting raped now. Because we have the blood of the people of the DRC on our hands, all of us, all over the world. We have to demand equal ownership today, not tomorrow, today.